What is up, people? Sixth man here with almost a full squad. We are missing Bray, probably because he's celebrating his buzzer beater on Wednesday night. You guys don't know this. Bray had his first ever buzzer beater. We'll talk about that in a bit. But what we're going to talk about now is the leaderboard update, which we haven't done in a while. So how it works in the sixth man is we've obviously picked our teams from each division, and you're looking for the most amount of wins. And wherever you slot out of 1 to 5 is where you will pick when the playoffs get announced. So in last place, how the tables have turned. House Lasky, man, the reigning champ. He's having an awful season. He's 59 and 82. He's at 41% win total. Your best team is the Boston Celtics, who have had a bit of a resurgence lately, and your worst team is your own Orlando Magic. Ed, just some thoughts from your side of things. Is it if I speak, I'm in trouble?
Right person, wrong quote. I have nothing to say. No, nothing to say. Nothing to say. As I said, the average tenure of all my coaches is now less than a year. So yeah, poor planning from me.
A lot of L's from Lasky. Okay, cool. We are moving up, and there's been a slight change in fourth place. I believe he was in third, and he's not anymore. It's George. It's House of 03. You are 67 and 71, so you're at 48%, so near around 500. And if you look at your teams, your best team is the Miami Heat, 14 and 10, and your worst team is the Houston Rockets, who have only recently started winning. But you look at your teams, you've got Clippers 12 and 12, Knicks 11 and 12, Nuggets also at 500, 11 and 11. There's a lot of teams that they just don't know what they're doing. George, how are you feeling about
it? Like you said earlier, Alex, how the turns have tabled, my friend. How the turns have tabled. I was kind of hoping I would be higher, but hey, I'll take it for a short stint. I'm hoping for a turnaround. Like still early days. We'll see how it goes, but keeping my fingers crossed, brother.
Okay, man. Well, when there's bad news, it's obviously there's some good news for somebody, and Lancashire Lambert has moved up because of George. He's in third place. He's at 69 and 70, so he's literally 1 win away from being 500. Completely 500. Dude, looking at your teams, it's so weird, right? You've got the top team in the West, the top team in the East, you've got the bottom team in the East, and well, they were the bottom team in the West for a long time, but the Pelicans have just won a couple of games. They're at the third bottom, and God, it's just confusing, man. And you've got two teams that are almost at 500, so like, it's a real mix. How do you think your season's been so far?
There's just a mirror halfway across the country between the East and the West, and that's what my two divisions are like at the moment. Obviously, the Nets, I was expecting them to be top of the division. That was where I picked them. And then Warriors is obviously like a real bonus. So I thought they'd probably end up being about like 5th, 6th this season. So to see them start off so well is really incredible. Hawks, I think Hawks can be one to kick on. So I'm not too concerned about them at the moment because they were a bit rough starting last season as well, and then they kicked on afterwards. So I feel mildly confident about the Hawks. Timberwolves, they're okay, but yeah, Pelicans and the Pistons, the two Ps, are not doing me much good down there at the moment. So basically, they're just dragging down the great work that the Warriors and the Nets are putting in, and just keeping me below 500, which is very disappointing considering I got both top teams in the two divisions.
Yeah, the Pistons are not putting their weight in the group project, are they? Safe to say, man. It's like Klay Thompson after that Game 6 when we had like 5 points and he smiled on the bench because he won the chip. But yeah, in second place is me. I'm at 53%. I'm 73 and 64. My best team is the Suns. And my worst team is the Thunder, who got absolutely smoked by the Grizzlies. Record loss.
That should count as 2 losses. That should count as 2 losses, by the way.
It probably should. but they're tanking. So who can blame them? I don't know really what to think. The Sun stuff has helped me out a lot, but that record is not going to be as good. Like I expect them to be up there, but not, 4 losses is not a lot. The only thing is like the Thunder and the Spurs, which are going to be dragging me back. And you watch them and you're like, oh, yeah, I expect them to lose. And then the Spurs beat the Warriors like last night. So you just don't know what you're going to get. Well, it's going well anyway. Drafting is tough, man. And he's not here, the bastard. But Bray, I did think he had a good draft.
He's such a diva, isn't it? As soon as he wins, he just doesn't want to cut. He's such a diva.
Yeah, no photos there. Bray is top. He's 80 and 59 on 57%. His best team is the Chicago Bulls, and his worst team is the Raptors, who are only 10 and 13. And you've got the Lakers at 12 and 12. They could potentially be better, but then you've also got the Wizards, who are doing much better than we thought. They're 14 and 9. So, I mean, what do you guys think overall? Is there like some trash talking going on right now? Are people a bit salty? Ed, I feel like you're salty.
No, it's fine. I mean, you can't win it all. Like, again, playoffs is where I shine, as you know. Me and Bray have completely flipped from last year, where I was dominating for Jordan was like cutely following behind me, but I was dominating for all of last year.
You always got me, Ed. I'm always right beside you, buddy. I'll never
Not this year. Not this
Yeah.
year, Jordan. It's your time.
And,
Fourth place is yours.
Bray was rock bottom for all of last year, and that's completely flipped. Bray looks like he's going to run away with it, and I'm probably going to be rock bottom for most of the year. And it's amazing to think that arguably, I swear his number one pick was the Lakers. Arguably, the Lakers are probably his most underperforming team, yet he is so comfortably first place and above 500. So, how the season can absolutely flip. But
George, Matt, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I would kind of. I'm more salty mainly because of the Bulls situation. From last season, I was proper going hard for the Bulls to make the playoffs and everything, and then timings were just off.
And this guy comes in and just takes them. It's not fair, man.
Exactly. That's the main reason why I'm salty. And he just timed it and took them off me. I mean, I had those opportunities to draft early, but yeah, he just swiped him, and I was like, yeah, Bulls for life. But
do you know what it is, man? It's like you've got an idea and you spent so much time working on it. And what does Bray do, man? Bray just comes in, steals your idea, and takes all the credit for it. I'm not a fan.
It's like group presentations. The guy who just turns up and still gets it.
Doesn't revise, and he still smashes it. And I'm not a fan, because he's tried to convince us that he's a Bulls fan, but I don't believe it.
Alex, you seem really upset. Is there something you want to get off your chest?
I mean, every season it's a different team with Bray. Okay. Last year was the Heat. Has he spoken about the Heat this season? Hardly. So he's a die easy fan, as Jacoby would say. Jen and Jacoby, he's die easy. That's like, maybe I'm sorry. Any more, or are we good? Have we vented enough?
I'm keeping calm. I'm targeting second place. I'm keeping calm and composed.
Okay.
I'm coming for Alex.
We'll see how it unfolds. We will see if Bray doesn't choke. If not, maybe he chokes in the playoffs. Pretty sure. All right.